2018 Royal Rumble's been and gone, and holy shit was that a good pay-per-view. I mean, it's not quite as good as it would have been seeing all the tantrums being thrown if Roman had won the men's Rumble, but I digress. Fucking that was the best Rumble I've seen in bloody a while anyway. But yeah, I mean, cool Rumble. Spoiler alert if you haven't seen it yet. Shinsuke Nakamura won the men's Rumble, and the women's Rumble not only main evented the pay-per-view, but Asuka won. So that's two of the WWE's top Japanese stars, well actually probably their two top Japanese stars, who won each Rumble respectively. But that's not what this video is about. This video is about the fact that in spite of that, there are people online complaining about how the pay-per-view ended. Further spoilers. After Asuka won the Rumble and did her little thing at the end with Charlotte Flair and Alexa Bliss, who should make their proper WWE debut but Ronda motherfucking Rousey? And people are complaining, saying that this is white feminism personified. Now, if I can find the tweet that I saw complaining about it at first, I'll link it, but I've been blocked by the idiot in question who made the tweet, so that'll be a bit hard. But then I've seen a couple of Facebook posts where people are complaining about it, and to me it's just a stupid complaint. Like, how bad are you trying to be offended when you are still finding something to complain about when women main evented the freaking Royal Rumble, probably the second biggest WWE pay-per-view of the calendar year? Let's look at it this way, shall we? This was the first ever 30-woman Royal Rumble. In the 30 years since the Royal Rumble debuted, this was the very first time they attempted to do it with women. Not only that, but it main evented the pay-per-view. Woman main eventing the second biggest WWE pay-per-view of the year. That shit's cool, man. And that shows us how far we've come since the dreadful dark days of the Bella Twins being the main woman in the women's division, when women were basically treated as a piss break by the WWE, and the only ones that made up the women's division were a bunch of models who really didn't have much of an interest in wrestling. And what makes that even cooler is these are Japanese people winning the respective Royal Rumbles in Vince McMahon's WWE. Vince McMahon is someone who people have long accused of being racist with a lot of evidence. Yet some feminists are complaining because Ronda Rousey allegedly somehow stepped on Asuka's moment. See, and that's what I don't get. How is she stepping on Asuka's moment? The commentators literally promoted it as, here are the three top women in our company at the moment. Charlotte Flair holding the SmackDown Women's title, Alexa Bliss holding the Raw Women's title, and Asuka, the winner of the first ever Women's Royal Rumble. And you're going to tell me that Ronda Rousey debuting somehow killed Asuka's big moment? Please, explain this to me. Explain to me how it's minimalizing Asuka because of her race as well, because that's something I don't get. That's something I really don't get. Because at no point did they go, hey look, here's a white woman. This woman is the most important thing here because she's white. In case you hadn't noticed, there were two other white women in the ring. But I digress. How does that say, hey look, Ronda Rousey's superior to Asuka because Ronda's white and Asuka's Japanese? They're not. What they basically said was, hey, here's the three top women in our company at the moment, and Ronda freaking Rousey, the biggest box office draw ever in UFC history. Basically the most badass woman on the planet, regardless of those last two fights. Ronda freaking Rousey, okay? And here's something which is going to shock some of these women, okay? Well, not some of these women, some of these people, okay? Because it's not just women I've seen complaining. It's going to shock these people. Sometimes it's who you are not your race, which determines how you're treated. Okay? As I said, this wasn't treated as, look at this almighty white woman. It was, look, Ronda Rousey. Because Ronda Rousey has name value. You walk up to someone in the street, you say the name Asuka, they more than likely think of Asuka from Neon Genesis Evangelion, as opposed to the woman that nobody is ready for. You walk up to someone in the street and you say Ronda Rousey, and they immediately know who the fuck Ronda Rousey is. Your average Joe blogs will have at least some idea of who the hell Ronda Rousey is. And whether you like her or not, Ronda Rousey is going to draw asses and seats for the company, solely for the fact it's Ronda Rousey. And it's the same thing as when Mike Tyson was in the company in 1998. They're bringing them in because of the name value, and they know it will get mainstream media attention. This is going to draw buy rates for the company because of who the person is. Asuka will still get her crowning moment, don't you worry. This doesn't mean that Asuka is going to get fed to Ronda Rousey in a case of, oh look, almighty whitey wins. They're not even going to interact, I don't think, on the lead up to WrestleMania. Asuka will still get her moment to challenge for a title. Meanwhile, Ronda Rousey will probably be in one of the main events at WrestleMania. Again, woman, main eventing, or at least co-main eventing one of WWE's biggest pay-per-views, not just one of their biggest pay-per-views, their biggest pay-per-view of the freaking year. And that is something nobody thought would be possible 5 years ago. So if this pisses you off, you're probably reaching and you're probably trying too hard to be offended. Enjoy it for what it was, people. It was a legitimately cool moment. That women's rumble was freaking awesome. Yeah, okay, they reminded us a little bit of the whole, you know, models and airheads who can't wrestle era of the women's division a little bit. But it also paid homage to the Trishas and the Litas by having Trish and Lita in the rumble, having the woman from that era represented, as well as the woman from the modern era, and it made them all look fantastic doing it. What you have at the moment is basically a fantastic women's division. And what this tells me is that they're going ahead and Asuka is going to be the face of that division for a long, long time. So you have nothing to worry about. And as I said, if you're offended by this and you're claiming boo-hoo white feminism, you're deliberately trying to be offended. Give it a rest. I'm Damien Skyfire. Till next time.